Traded away because of infertility until the Alpha King chose her a Luna's romance. Audiobooks original story. Opening hello, my lovely listeners. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where worth is never determined by what others think you lack. Today's story is going to touch your heart in profound ways. It's about a woman deemed worthless because she couldn't give her pack what they demanded. It's about being discarded, devalued, and broken, only to discover that the right person sees your true worth. This is Traded Away Because of Infertility until the Alpha King chose her. So settle in with something comforting, and let me tell you about a woman who learned that her value was never tied to her womb, and the king who loved her exactly as she was. Let's begin. Prologue. The trading ceremony was held at dawn. Appropriate, I thought bitterly, since it marked the death of my old life and the beginning of whatever came next. I stood in the center of the pack hall, chin held high despite the shame burning through me. Around me, wolves whispered, some pitying, most disgusted. Can't believe Alpha Marcus kept her this long. 5 years of trying, not a single pregnancy. She's useless. My cousin's Omega got pregnant on the first heat. This one must be defective. Defective. The word had haunted me for 3 years, ever since the pack doctor confirmed what I'd suspected. I was infertile. My womb was scarred from an illness in my teens, incapable of carrying a child. For most wolves, this would be sad, but manageable. But for an Omega? For the Luna of a pack? It was unforgivable. Nora! My mate, ex-mate, Marcus stood before me, his expression cold. By the laws of our pack and the old traditions, I hereby dissolve our bond. You have failed in your primary duty as Luna. You cannot provide heirs. Therefore, you are released from this pack and will be traded to whichever Alpha will take you. The formal words struck like physical blows. We'd been together since we were 18. I'd loved him completely, planned our future, dreamed of the family we'd have, and now he was throwing me away like garbage. I, Marcus Stone, Alpha of the Redwood Pack, reject you, Nora Chase, as my mate and Luna. The bond snapped. I fell to my knees, the pain of rejection combining with the old grief of my infertility. My wolf howled in agony, already weakened by years of pack disappointment. "Do you accept?" Marcus asked, his voice flat. I looked up at him, this man I'd loved, who'd promised to love me forever. His eyes held no warmth, no regret, just cold dismissal. "I accept," I whispered. The pack erupted in murmurs. Marcus gestured to the visiting alphas who'd come for the trading ceremony. "As agreed, Nora will be given to whichever pack offers the best trade. She's strong, educated, and capable. Her infertility is her only flaw." Her only flaw. As if my entire worth as a person had been reduced to my broken womb. The alphas looked me over like livestock. "I'll offer 10 sheep, one said. She could work in the kitchens. 15 sheep and a breeding cow, another countered. We need help in the fields. They were trading me for animals. I was worth livestock to them. Tears burned behind my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. Refused to give these wolves the satisfaction of seeing me break. 20 sheep, 2 cows, and a bull, a third alpha said. "We're always short on help." Marcus nodded, ready to accept. "I'll give you 1,000 gold pieces." The voice cut through the hall like a blade, deep, commanding, absolute. Everyone turned. A man stood in the doorway. No, not a man. An alpha. The kind of alpha that made other alphas bow. He was massive, well over 6 feet of pure muscle, wrapped in expensive black clothing. Dark hair swept back from a face that could have been carved from marble, all sharp angles and harsh beauty. But it was his eyes that stole my breath. Gold, pure, molten gold that seemed to glow in the morning light. Power radiated from him in waves so intense, the other alphas instinctively stepped back. "Who are you?" Marcus demanded, though his voice held uncertainty. "Cassian Nightborn, Alpha King of the Northern Territories." His golden eyes swept the room, landing on me. And I'm here to purchase the Omega. Alpha King! The room exploded in shocked whispers. Everyone knew of Cassian Nightborn, the most powerful alpha in 5 territories. Ruthless in battle, brilliant in strategy, and notoriously unmated. What was he doing here? Your Majesty. Marcus bowed hastily. I didn't know you were coming. The Omega is, as you heard, infertile. I wouldn't want to cheat you. Did I ask for an explanation of her medical history? Cassian's voice was cold. I made an offer. 1,000 gold. Do you accept, or shall I take my money elsewhere? 1,000 gold was a fortune. More than the entire Redwood pack made in a year. Marcus's greed won over his confusion. I accept. She's yours, Your Majesty. Just like that, I'd been sold. To a king I'd never met, for reasons I couldn't fathom. Cassian moved toward me, his footsteps echoing in the silent hall. He stopped directly in front of me, looking down with those unsettling golden eyes. Can you stand? His voice was gentler than before. I nodded and pushed to my feet, my legs shaking. Good, we're leaving. He turned to Marcus. Send the gold to my territory. If it's short by even a copper, I'll return for what's owed. The threat was clear. Of course, Your Majesty. Cassian's hand settled on my lower back, proprietary, but not forceful. Come. I followed him to a carriage bearing the royal crest. As we pulled away from the only home I'd ever known, I finally let the tears fall. I'm sorry, I whispered, hating how weak I sounded. For what? Cassian's voice was surprisingly gentle. For crying. For being defective. For costing you 1,000 gold when I can't even... Stop! The command made me look up. His golden eyes were intense. You are not defective. You are not worthless. And you will never apologize for your biology again. Understood? I stared at him, confused. Why would a king, who needed heirs more than anyone, buy an infertile Omega? I don't understand, I said. Why did you buy me? You need heirs. Everyone knows the Northern Kingdom has been waiting for you to produce an heir. Why waste a fortune on someone who can't give you children? Because I don't give a damn about heirs. His expression was fierce, and because when I walked into that hall and saw you standing there, strong and proud despite how they'd treated you, I knew. Knew what? That you're mine. His hand found mine, and electricity shot through me. That you're my mate. The world stopped. That's impossible. I just had my bond broken. The bond with him was false, incomplete. This... He pressed my hand to his chest where his heart thundered. This is real. And Goddess help me. I felt it. The pull, the recognition, the rightness. No, I breathed. This can't be happening. You're a king. I need my mate. Everything else is negotiable. His golden eyes held mine. I know you're hurting. I know you're scared. But I'm asking you to give this a chance. Give me a chance to prove that your worth has nothing to do with your womb. What if I can't love you back? What if I'm too broken? Then I'll love you enough for both of us until you heal. His thumb stroked over my knuckles. I've been waiting 35 years for my mate, Nora. Now that I've found you, I'm not letting go. I should have been terrified, should have protested, argued, insisted this was madness. But his scent, cedar and winter frost and something wild, wrapped around me like a promise. And my wolf, broken and grieving, stirred with interest for the first time in years. Maybe, just maybe, this was my second chance. Chapter 1. The journey to the Northern Kingdom took 3 days. 3 days of traveling through increasingly mountainous terrain, of Cassian treating me with careful courtesy, of my confusion growing with every mile. You keep staring at me, I said on the second day. You're beautiful. I enjoy looking at you. You bought an infertile Omega for 1,000 gold. That's not normal behavior for an Alpha King who needs heirs. I bought my mate. Everything else is irrelevant. He leaned back in his seat. Tell me about yourself, Nora. Not the rejection or the infertility. The real you. There's not much to tell. I grew up in Redwood Pack, loved teaching the pack children, enjoyed reading. I shrugged. Pretty boring, really. What did you teach? Reading, writing, basic mathematics. The younger pups, mostly. A smile tugged at my lips despite everything. They were sweet, always eager to learn. You miss it. I miss feeling useful. The admission surprised me. For the last 3 years, I've just been existing. A failure as Luna. A disappointment to the pack. Once they knew I couldn't have children, nothing else I did mattered. Cassian's jaw clenched. That pack was full of fools. They weren't wrong. An alpha needs heirs. An alpha needs a strong mate, which you are. His golden eyes were intense. Nora, I'm going to keep saying this until you believe it. Your worth is not tied to your fertility. You are valuable because of who you are. Your kindness, your intelligence, your strength. You don't know me well enough to know those things. Then I look forward to learning everything about you. He smiled. We have time, Nora. All the time in the world. That evening, we stopped at an inn. Cassian secured 2 rooms, giving me space despite the mate bond I could feel growing between us. Thank you, I said at my door, for respecting my boundaries. Always. He reached up as if to touch my face, then dropped his hand. Sleep well, Nora. I watched him retreat to his own room, confused by this powerful alpha who treated me like I was precious. We arrived at the Northern Palace the next afternoon. I'd never seen anything so beautiful. Carved from white stone and nestled in the mountains, the palace looked like something from a fairy tale. Towers reached toward the sky, gardens bloomed despite the altitude, and everywhere wolves moved with purpose and pride. This is your home now, Cassian said softly. My home. The words felt foreign. A woman with silver hair and golden eyes, clearly Cassian's mother, rushed out to greet us. You found her, she beamed at me. Oh, you're lovely. I'm Elena, Cassian's mother. Welcome, dear. Before I could respond, she pulled me into a hug. I stiffened automatically. Physical affection still felt dangerous, like it might be snatched away. Elena pulled back, her expression understanding. I'm sorry. Too much too fast. Come inside. You must be exhausted from the journey. She led me through halls of marble and crystal to a suite that was larger than my entire childhood home. These are your quarters, Elena explained, connected to Cassian's through that door, but you have your own space, your own sanctuary. This is too much. This is exactly right for our Luna. She smiled warmly. Rest, freshen up. Dinner is at 7 if you feel up to joining us. No pressure. After she left, I explored the suite in wonder. A massive bedroom with a bed that could fit 5 people. A bathroom with a tub the size of a small pool. A sitting room with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the mountains. And books. Shelves and shelves of books. I ran my fingers along the spines, tears pricking my eyes. Someone had cared enough to fill my rooms with things I loved. A knock at the connecting door made me turn. Cassian stood in the doorway. May I come in? It's your palace. It's your room. I need permission. He waited until I nodded. How are you finding everything? It's beautiful. The books. Did you do this? I asked what you enjoyed. Books seemed like a safe guess. He moved closer. Nora, I want you to know. There's no pressure here, no expectations. This is your home, your safe space. Whatever you need, you tell me. What I need is to understand why you're doing this, why you bought me, why you're treating me like I matter when everyone else. Because you do matter. His hands framed my face, gentle despite the intensity in his eyes. You matter to me. More than heirs, more than politics, more than anything. You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you're my mate. I know the goddess doesn't make mistakes, and I know that given time, you'll see yourself the way I see you. And how's that? As everything. He pressed a soft kiss to my forehead. Now rest. Tomorrow I'll show you the kingdom. Introduce you to the pack properly. He left before I could respond. I sank onto the bed, my mind reeling. This couldn't be real. Couldn't last. But goddess, I wanted it to be. Chapter 2. The next morning, Elena took me shopping in the pack's market district. You need clothes that fit properly, she declared, eyeing my worn dress, and shoes, and basically everything. I can't afford. You're the Alpha King's mate. Money isn't an issue. She linked her arm through mine. Besides, this is fun. I never had a daughter. Let me spoil you a little. The market was vibrant, stalls selling everything from fresh produce to handmade jewelry. Wolves greeted Elena warmly, their curiosity about me evident but not unkind. Is it true she's the king's mate? I heard someone whisper. Must be. He's never brought anyone here before. But I heard she can't have children. Shh, that's none of our business. I tried to ignore the whispers, but they stung. Elena squeezed my arm. Ignore them. Give them time to know you. They'll love you. How can you be so sure? Because I know my son, and I know he wouldn't choose someone unworthy. She smiled. Besides, I already love you. You make him happy. That's all that matters to a mother. We spent hours shopping. Elena insisted on buying me dresses, shoes, jewelry. Everything I tried to refuse, she purchased anyway. This is too much, I protested as another package was added to our growing pile. Nonsense. This is exactly right for the future Luna of the Northern Kingdom. Future Luna. The title felt impossible. That evening, Cassian insisted on a formal dinner with the pack's council. They need to meet you, he explained, and I want to make our intentions clear. I dressed in one of the new gowns Elena had bought, deep blue silk that made me feel like royalty despite my nerves. Cassian's expression when he saw me made my breath catch. You're stunning, he said, offering his arm. It's the dress. It's you. His eyes were warm. Always you. The council chamber was intimidating. A long table surrounded by 12 stern-faced wolves who studied me like I was a particularly interesting specimen. Council members, Cassian said, his voice carrying absolute authority. I'd like to introduce Nora Chase, my mate, your future Luna. The room erupted in murmurs. An older male spoke up. Your Majesty, we're pleased you found your mate, but we must address the practical concerns. The kingdom needs an heir. The kingdom needs a strong Luna, Cassian interrupted. Which Nora is. The heir situation will be addressed in time. But if she's unable to produce, then we'll adopt, or choose a successor from the pack, or find another solution. Cassian's voice was ice. But I will not discuss my mate's fertility, or lack thereof, as if she's not sitting right here. Is that understood? The council member paled. Of course, Your Majesty. My apologies, Luna Nora. I found my voice, though it shook slightly. I understand your concerns. The pack's future is important. But I hope, in time, to prove my worth extends beyond my ability to produce heirs. Well said, an older female council member spoke up. I, for one, am pleased to meet you, Luna. Any mate who can make our stubborn king smile is already valuable in my books. That broke the tension. The council members warmed slightly, asking questions about my background, my interests, my plans for the pack. By the end of the dinner, I felt cautiously hopeful. Maybe this could work. Maybe I could be enough. The days turned into weeks. Cassian was patient, giving me space while making his interest clear. We took walks through the palace grounds. He showed me his favorite places. A hidden garden, a library that rivaled any I'd seen, a lookout point with views for miles. And slowly, carefully, I began to let my guard down. Tell me about your family, I said one afternoon as we sat in the garden. My father was Alpha King before me. Strong, fair, loved by his pack. He died 5 years ago. Heart attack, sudden and unexpected. Cassian's expression was sad. My mother never remarried. Said she'd had her great love. Nothing could compare. And you? No siblings? I had a twin brother, Marcus. He died at birth. He looked at me. Our mother nearly died too. The healers said she'd never have more children. But she and my father were happy. They didn't need more. The parallel to my situation wasn't lost on me. That's why you don't care about heirs, I said softly. You know it's possible to be happy without them. I care about you. Everything else is negotiable. His hand found mine. Nora, I need you to understand something. I'm not settling. I'm not making do. You're not second choice or a consolation prize. You're my mate, my perfect match, and I wouldn't trade you for 1,000 heirs. Tears spilled down my cheeks. Hey. He wiped them gently. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I couldn't find words. No one's ever made me feel like this. Like I'm enough exactly as I am. You are enough. More than enough. He pulled me close. And I'll spend every day proving it to you. I leaned into him, breathing in his scent, cedar and winter frost and home. Maybe I could believe him. Maybe I could let myself hope. Chapter 3. 2 months after arriving at the Northern Kingdom, I finally felt like I was finding my place. I'd started teaching again, a small school for pack children who'd lost parents or fallen behind. The children adored me, and I loved every moment. You're glowing, Cassian observed one evening as I told him about my day. The children are wonderful. We're reading a story about wolves and dragons, and they're so engaged, I realized I was rambling and stopped. Sorry, you probably don't want to hear all this. I want to hear everything. His smile was warm. I love seeing you happy. It's beautiful. I am happy, I admitted. For the first time in years, I feel useful. Valued. You are valued. By me. By the pack. By everyone who's gotten to know you. He took my hand. Nora, there's something I need to ask you. My heart raced. Okay. The pack wants to formally recognize you as Luna. A traditional ceremony, making it official. He searched my face. How do you feel about that? Fear and excitement warred in my chest. What if I mess it up? What if the pack realizes I'm not good enough? Impossible. You're already an excellent Luna. The ceremony is just a formality. His thumb stroked over my knuckles. But if you're not ready, we can wait. I thought about the past 2 months, about the children who ran to hug me, about the council members who'd warmed to my education proposals, about Elena, who treated me like a daughter, about Cassian, who looked at me like I hung the moon. I'm ready, I said. Let's make it official. His smile was brilliant. Yeah? Yes. I want to be your Luna, in every way. He pulled me into his arms, holding me close. I love you, he murmured against my hair. The words made me freeze. He pulled back, concern in his eyes. Too fast? No, I took a breath. I love you too. His expression transformed with joy. Say it again. I love you, Cassian. I've been fighting it because I was scared, but I can't fight it anymore. He kissed me then, deep and claiming and perfect. When we pulled apart, we were both breathless. The ceremony, he said roughly. How soon can we do it? Eager? I've been waiting 2 months to make you officially mine. Yes, I'm eager. I laughed, feeling lighter than I had in years. Then let's do it soon. Next full moon. That gives us 2 weeks to prepare. Perfect. The 2 weeks flew by in a blur of preparations. Elena organized everything, insisting I just needed to show up and look beautiful. Though honestly, you could wear a potato sack and my son would think you're gorgeous, she added with a wink. The dress was stunning. White silk with silver embroidery, traditional Northern Kingdom designs that marked me as Luna. The morning of the ceremony, I woke with butterflies in my stomach. Nervous? Elena asked as she helped me dress. Terrified. What if I trip? What if I say the wrong thing? What if you just enjoy the moment? She smiled. Cassian loves you. The pack adores you. This is a celebration, not a test. Easy for you to say. You're not the infertile Omega who somehow landed an Alpha King. No, I'm the mother of that Alpha King. And I'm telling you, you're exactly what he needs, what this kingdom needs. She fastened the traditional Luna pendant around my neck. Now stop worrying and go marry my son. The ceremony was held outdoors under the full moon. Hundreds of pack members gathered, their excitement palpable. As I walked toward Cassian, I saw his expression transform. Love, pride, possession, all for me. I reached him and he took my hands. You're beautiful, he whispered. You're biased. Absolutely, he grinned. The officiant began the traditional words about mates and lunas and eternal bonds. But all I could focus on was Cassian, his golden eyes, his strong hands, his scent surrounding me like a claim. Do you, Nora Chase, accept the role of Luna? Do you promise to serve this pack, to stand beside your alpha, to uphold the laws and traditions of the Northern Kingdom? I do. And do you, Cassian Nightborn, accept Nora Chase as your Luna? Do you promise to protect her, honor her, and stand beside her for all your days? I do, with everything I am. Then by the power of the goddess and the will of this pack, I pronounce you Alpha and Luna of the Northern Kingdom. The pack erupted in howls. Cassian pulled me close and kissed me thoroughly, not caring that hundreds were watching. When we pulled apart, he pressed his forehead to mine. Mine, he whispered. Yours, I agreed. Always yours. The celebration lasted hours. Pack members came to offer congratulations, gifts, well wishes. And for the first time since my diagnosis, I felt whole. Not because I could have children, but because I was loved exactly as I was. Chapter 4. The months after the Luna ceremony were the happiest of my life. I threw myself into my role, expanding the school, implementing healthcare reforms, creating support networks for struggling families. The pack thrived under our joint leadership, and I finally felt like I belonged. But something was off. I'd been feeling exhausted lately, nauseous in the mornings. My scent had changed subtly, sweeter, richer. I ignored it, told myself it was stress or a minor illness. Until Elena cornered me one morning. How far along are you? She asked without preamble. I blinked. What? You're pregnant, dear. I can smell it. About 6 weeks, I'd guess. The world tilted. That's impossible. I'm infertile. The doctors said, sometimes the mate bond can heal things we thought were permanent. She smiled gently. Especially a bond as strong as yours with Cassian. You should see Dr. Sarah. I sat heavily. I can't be pregnant. Let's find out for certain. Dr. Sarah confirmed it an hour later. About 8 weeks along, she said, smiling. Perfectly healthy. Congratulations, Luna. I couldn't breathe. Pregnant. After years of being told it was impossible. After building a life that didn't include children. After learning to be enough without them. How? I whispered. The mate bond is powerful. In rare cases, it can heal physical trauma, especially reproductive trauma. Your womb has regenerated. The scarring is gone. Dr. Sarah squeezed my hand. This is a miracle, Luna. A miracle I'd stopped hoping for. Does Cassian know? Not yet. I thought you'd want to tell him yourself. I found him in his study, reviewing territory maps. Nora. His smile was warm. What's wrong? You look pale. I need to tell you something. Concern flashed across his face. He crossed to me immediately. What is it? Are you hurt? I'm pregnant. The words hung in the air. Cassian went very still. What? I'm pregnant. 8 weeks. The mate bond healed the scarring. Dr. Sarah says it's rare, but possible with a strong bond. I couldn't read his expression. Say something. A baby. His voice was rough. We're having a baby. Are you upset? I know we'd planned to adopt if we wanted children." He cut me off with a kiss that stole my breath. "Upset?" He pulled back, and I saw tears in his eyes. "Nora, I'm thrilled. Not because it solves the heir situation. I never cared about that. But because you're getting something you thought you'd lost forever. What if this changes things? What if you wanted me because I couldn't have children?" "Stop." His hands framed my face. "I wanted you because you're you. This doesn't change that. If anything, it makes me love you more for sharing this gift with me. So you're happy?" Deliriously. He pulled me close, his hand settling protectively on my still flat stomach. "We're having a baby, Nora. Our baby." That evening, we told Elena. Her shriek of joy probably woke half the kingdom. "I'm going to be a grandmother." She pulled me into a hug. "Oh, this is wonderful. Have you thought about names?" "We just found out today, Mother," Cassian said, laughing. "Never too early to plan." She was already making lists. "We'll need to prepare a nursery, and baby clothes. And, Mother, breathe." Cassian grinned. "We have 7 months." But I could see his excitement matching hers. And for the first time, I let myself feel joy about the pregnancy instead of confusion. This was happening. I was going to be a mother. The thing I'd mourned for years was becoming reality. Chapter 5. The pregnancy announcement was made to the kingdom a week later. The pack's reaction was overwhelming. Celebrations, gifts, well wishes from across the territories. Even the council members who'd been skeptical about my infertility celebrated. "An heir and a Luna worth following," Gerald, the eldest council member, said. "The kingdom is blessed." But not everyone was happy. Word reached us that Marcus had heard about the pregnancy. "He's furious," one of our spies reported. "Claims you were fertile all along and just needed the right mate." Cassian's jaw clenched. "His opinion is irrelevant." "Still," I said quietly, "it bothers me. He made me feel worthless for years. And now he's going to think he was right about me all along." "He wasn't right. The mate bond healed you. Something he could never do because he wasn't truly your mate." Cassian pulled me close. "Don't let his poison touch this joy." I tried to follow his advice, but 3 months into the pregnancy, Marcus himself appeared at our borders. "He's demanding to see you," the border guard reported. "Says he has a right to speak with his former mate." "Absolutely not," Cassian said immediately. "Let him come," I surprised myself by saying. "I want to face him. To show him I've moved on. Nora, please, I need closure." Reluctantly, Cassian agreed. Marcus was brought to the throne room under heavy guard. He looked the same, handsome, arrogant, self-assured. But he no longer affected me. "Nora," his eyes went to my swelling belly. "I heard the news. Congratulations." "Thank you." My voice was cool. "I wanted to apologize. For the trading ceremony. For the rejection. I was hasty." "You were honest," I interrupted. "You showed me exactly who you were. A man who valued women only for what they could produce. And I'm grateful." His expression flickered. "Grateful?" "Yes, because your rejection led me here, to my true mate. To a man who values me for who I am, not just my womb." I stood, resting my hand on my belly. "So thank you, Marcus, for throwing me away. It was the best thing you ever did for me." "Nora, please. I made a mistake. We could try again." "No." Cassian's voice was ice. "You rejected her. Traded her. You have no claim here. No rights. And if you ever contact her again, I will consider it an act of war." Marcus paled. "Your Majesty, I—" "Leave. Now. And be grateful I'm letting you go at all." Guards escorted Marcus out. When they were gone, I collapsed into Cassian's arms, shaking. "You were magnificent," he murmured. "So strong." I was terrified. Couldn't tell. He kissed my hair. "I'm proud of you, Nora. For standing up to him. For not letting him diminish your joy. He doesn't matter anymore. None of them do." I looked up at him. You're my family now. You and this baby. And you're mine. Forever. Chapter 6. The pregnancy continued healthily. At 6 months, Dr. Sarah dropped a bombshell. Twins, she announced, pointing to the ultrasound. 2 heartbeats. Congratulations. I stared at the screen. Twins? Very common in the Nightborn line, Elena said, beaming. Cassian was a twin himself. I know, but I looked at Cassian, who'd gone pale. 2 babies. We're having 2 babies. Apparently. He sat down heavily. That's amazing. And terrifying. That night, alone in our quarters, reality set in. 2 babies, I said, staring at my belly. Cassian, what if I can't do this? What if I'm a terrible mother? Impossible. You're already an amazing Luna. You'll be an amazing mother, too. He pulled me close. Besides, we're doing this together. You're not alone. I'm scared. Me too, but we'll figure it out. One day at a time. The twins were born 3 weeks early. I went into labor during a council meeting, of all things. Cassian? I grabbed his arm. I think it's time. He went from powerful alpha king to panicked father-to-be in seconds. Now? But you're not due. Tell that to the babies. I gritted my teeth through a contraction. Hospital. Now. The labor was long. Brutal. 20 hours of pain that made me question every life choice that had led to this moment. But Cassian was there the entire time, holding my hand, coaching me through breathing, telling me how strong I was. I can't do this, I sobbed during a particularly brutal contraction. Yes, you can. You're the strongest person I know. He kissed my forehead. Just a little more, love. You've got this. Finally, after what felt like forever, Dr. Sarah said the words I'd been desperate to hear. It's time to push. 30 minutes later, our first baby was born. It's a girl, Dr. Sarah announced, placing the tiny, squirming bundle on my chest. I looked down at my daughter. Dark hair, golden eyes, just like her father. Absolutely perfect. She's beautiful, I sobbed. Just like her mother, Cassian said, tears streaming down his face. 10 minutes later, our son followed. And a boy. You have twins, your majesties. A girl and a boy. Cassian cut both cords with shaking hands, then stood staring at our children with such wonder it made my heart ache. We made them, he breathed. We did. They're perfect. They are. He kissed me softly. Thank you. For them. For everything. For being mine. Thank you for loving me when I didn't think I deserved it. Elena burst into the room moments later, already crying. My grandchildren. Oh, let me see them. She cooed over the babies, tears streaming down her face. They're gorgeous. Have you thought about names? Cassian and I exchanged glances. Arya, I said, looking at our daughter. For the girl. And Liam, Cassian added, gazing at our son. For the boy. Arya and Liam Nightborn. Elena beamed. Perfect names for perfect babies. Over the next hours, pack members came to pay their respects to the new heirs. Gerald actually smiled. Well done, Luna. The kingdom is blessed. Even the wolves who doubted me seemed genuinely happy. That night, alone with Cassian and our sleeping twins, I finally let myself feel the full weight of what had happened. 1.5 years ago, I thought my life was over, I said softly. Marcus had traded me away. Everyone said I was worthless because I couldn't have children. And I believed them. And now? Cassian asked, his arm around me. Now I'm Luna of the Northern Kingdom. I have a mate who loves me. And I'm a mother to 2 perfect babies I was told I'd never have. Tears spilled down my cheeks. How did I get this lucky? You didn't get lucky. You got what you deserved all along. Love, respect, a family. He kissed my temple. I'm the lucky one. Finding my mate, having children with her, building a life together. I love you, I whispered. I love you too. All 3 of you. We sat together, watching our children sleep, the mate bond warm and perfect between us. This was everything I'd mourned losing, and so much more. Chapter 7. The twins grew quickly. At 6 months, they were already showing signs of their personalities. Arya bold and curious, Liam gentle and thoughtful. Being Luna while raising twins was exhausting, but Cassian was an incredible partner, taking night feedings, changing diapers, doing whatever I needed. "You're going to spoil them," I said one evening, watching him rock both babies at once. "That's my right as their father." He kissed Arya's head, then Liam's. "Besides, they're perfect. How could I not spoil them? They're going to be terrors when they're older." "Good. They should be strong, confident, unafraid." His golden eyes met mine. Like their mother. The pack adored the twins. Everywhere we went, wolves cooed and offered gifts and congratulated us. "They're the future of the kingdom," Gerald said during one council meeting. "Strong heirs and a strong Luna. Everything as it should be." But I noticed something. No one mentioned my infertility anymore. No one whispered about my broken womb or questioned my worth. The pregnancy had erased that stigma completely. It should have felt like a victory. Instead, it bothered me. "What's wrong?" Cassian asked one night as we prepared for bed. "Nothing. Nora." He turned me to face him. "I can feel your distress through the bond. Talk to me." I sighed. "It's stupid." "If it's bothering you, it's not stupid." I struggled for words. "Everyone loves me now, respects me, but only because I gave you heirs. Before the babies, some wolves still whispered about my infertility. Now they don't. And I hate that my worth is still tied to reproduction." "Your worth was never tied to reproduction. Not to me. Not to anyone who matters." He pulled me close. "But I understand why it bothers you. The pack can be traditional sometimes. I proved myself as Luna before the babies came. I implemented reforms, improved lives, led beside you. But that wasn't enough until I produced heirs. Then we educate them. We show them that a Luna's worth extends far beyond producing children." He tilted my chin up. "And we raise our children to know that people have value, regardless of their biology." You always know what to say. "I know my mate, and I know when she needs reminding that she's valued for who she is, not what she produces." I kissed him, pouring my gratitude into it. "I love you," I murmured against his lips. "I love you too. Forever." Chapter 8. 3 years later. "Mama, Liam took my toy." "Did not. Did too." I looked up from the budget report I was reviewing to see my 3-year-old twins arguing over a stuffed wolf. Some things never changed. "Let's use our words," I said calmly. "Arya, did you ask to share?" My daughter, already showing alpha tendencies, crossed her arms. "He doesn't share." "Did you ask nicely?" "No." "And Liam, did you take without asking?" My son's bottom lip wobbled. I wanted to play with it. "I know, sweetheart, but we ask first, remember?" I knelt to their level. "How about you both play together?" "Fine," Arya grumbled, already bossing her brother around. Cassian appeared in the doorway, grinning. "Let me guess. Toy dispute?" "The third one today." I stood, stretching. How was the council meeting? "Long, boring. Gerald spent 20 minutes arguing about border patrol schedules." He pulled me into his arms. "How are you feeling?" I rested my hand on my swelling belly. 7 months pregnant with our 3rd child. Another miracle. Another gift from the mate bond. Tired, huge, ready for this baby to arrive. "You're beautiful." He nuzzled my neck, breathing in my scent, glowing. "I'm sweaty and cranky." "Beautifully sweaty and cranky." He kissed me softly. "The council wants to throw a celebration when the baby arrives. I told them we'd think about it." "Another royal baby celebration?" I groaned. "The last one was overwhelming." "We can keep it small," just close family and pack leadership. His hand settled on my belly. How's she doing? Active, kicking constantly. I think she's going to be as strong-willed as Arya. Goddess help us. 2 strong-willed daughters. But he was grinning. That evening, Elena came for dinner, bringing enough food for an army. You need to eat, dear. You're growing my grandbaby. I'm eating plenty, Elena. I promise. A grandmother worries. She smiled at the twins. How are my beautiful grandchildren? Nonna! They both ran to hug her, watching Cassian with our children, seeing Elena dote on them, feeling our new baby kick inside me. I felt overwhelmed with gratitude. You're thinking too loud again, Cassian murmured later as we lay in bed. I'm thinking about how different my life is now. Better different? Infinitely better. 4 years ago, I was being traded away like livestock, told I was worthless because I couldn't have children. And now, I gestured to our sleeping twins in the nursery next door, to my pregnant belly. Now I have everything. You always had worth, Nora. You just needed someone to see it. You saw it. From the moment I saw you in that pack hall, strong and proud despite how they'd broken you, I knew. He pulled me close. You were never worthless, never defective, just undervalued by fools. I wish I could go back and tell that scared Omega that everything would be okay, that she'd find her true mate, that she'd have the family she'd mourned. She knows now, because she's you, and you're happy. He kissed me softly. Aren't you? Deliriously happy. I settled against his chest. Thank you for choosing me, for loving me, for showing me my worth. Thank you for taking a chance on a king who paid 1,000 gold for his mate. Best investment you ever made? Without question. We fell asleep tangled together, our children sleeping nearby, our newest baby safe inside me. This was my life now. Not perfect, not without challenges, but filled with love and purpose and joy. 4 years ago, I'd been traded away because of infertility, but the Alpha King had chosen me, and in doing so, he'd given me everything I'd ever wanted, and so much more. Epilogue 5 years later. The royal family portrait was being painted. Mama, do I have to sit still? Arya, now 8, squirmed in her seat. Yes, sweetheart, just a few more minutes. But I'm bored. Me too, Liam chimed in. And me. Our 5-year-old daughter, Luna, named after my title, added. I looked at Cassian helplessly. He grinned. Children, if you sit still for 10 more minutes, we'll go to the lake after. Deal? Deal, all 3 chorused. The promise of swimming was enough to get them to settle. I looked at our family, Cassian holding our newest addition, 1-year-old Marcus, named ironically after my ex-mate, to take back the power that name had over me. Our 3 older children finally sitting still, and me, no longer pregnant but content. 4 children, when I'd been told I'd never have any. Perfect, the artist said. That's the shot I needed. You're free to go, Your Majesties. The children bolted immediately, already arguing about who would swim fastest. Cassian handed baby Marcus to Elena, who'd been supervising the portrait session. I'll take this little one, she cooed. You two enjoy some time with the older children. At the lake, I watched our children play and splash, their laughter filling the air. Happy? Cassian asked, pulling me close. More than I ever thought possible. I leaned into him. Do you ever regret it? Spending a fortune on an infertile Omega? Never. Not once. He turned me to face him. You gave me everything, Nora. A partnership, a family, a reason to smile. What's 1,000 gold compared to that? When you put it that way. Besides, you weren't infertile, just waiting for the right mate to heal you. The mate bond is powerful. Love is powerful. He kissed me softly, and I love you more every day. I love you too, even when you spoil the children and undermine my discipline. I have no idea what you're talking about. His grin was unrepentant. Arya ran up, dripping wet. Papa, Mama, watch me dive. We're watching, Tesoro. She dove gracefully, making us both proud. She's going to be a strong alpha one day, Cassian observed. Like her father. Like her mother. He pulled me closer. Thank you, Nora. For everything. For taking a chance on me. For building this life with me. For being mine. Always yours, I agreed. In this life. And everyone after. We watched our children play as the sun set over the northern kingdom, painting everything in gold and orange. I thought about that Omega who'd stood in a pack hall, being traded away because she couldn't provide heirs. She'd thought her life was over. She'd been wrong. It was just beginning. Because the Alpha King had seen her worth when no one else could. Had loved her exactly as she was. Had given her a family beyond her wildest dreams. And together, they'd built a kingdom of love. Closing. And there we have it, my lovely listeners. Nora's incredible journey from being discarded as worthless to discovering she was priceless all along. This story is for anyone who's ever been told they weren't enough. That their value was tied to something they couldn't control. That they were broken, or defective, or less than. You are not your limitations. You are not defined by what others think you lack. Your worth is inherent. It exists simply because you exist. Nora was traded away like she meant nothing. But Cassian saw her worth immediately, not because of what she could give him, but because of who she was. Her kindness, her strength, her resilience. And that's the kind of love we all deserve. The kind that sees us, values us, chooses us exactly as we are. The miracle pregnancy wasn't what made Nora worthy. She was always worthy. It was just a beautiful gift that came after she'd already learned her value. If you loved Nora and Cassian's story, please hit that like button and leave a comment. What was your favorite moment? The trading ceremony confrontation? The surprise pregnancy? That beautiful epilogue with 4 children? I want to hear all your thoughts. And here's a sneak peek at our next tale. Rejected and pregnant. I disappeared, he spent years searching. Oh yes, darlings, we're diving into secret baby romance with a desperate alpha who realizes too late what he lost. What happens when the Omega he rejected returns with his child? Tune in next time to find out. Until then, this is Luna, reminding you that your worth is inherent. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. You just have to find someone who sees it, and more importantly, see it in yourself. Sweet dreams and worthy listening, my loves.